हेलो गाइज, आप लोग कैसे हो। मैं अजीत प्रताप यादव आप लोगों के लिए नई वीडियो लेके आ गया। आज इस वीडियो में डिस्कस करूंगा कि क्लास 10 साइंस मेटल एंड नॉन मेटल। लेट्स स्टार्ट। What are metal? Give two example. Element that are malleable, ductile and are good conductor of heat and electricity is called metal. Example, iron and copper. What are metal? Give two example. Element that are malleable, ductile and are good conductor of heat and electricity is called metal. Water metal. Give two example. Element that are malleable, ductile and are good conductor of heat and electricity. Example, iron, copper. Question number 2. What are non-metal? Give two example. Element that are neither malleable nor ductile and are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Example, sulfur and oxygen. Name the metal that is liquid at room temperature. Mercury is liquid at room temperature. Symbol is Hg. This Latin name of this metal is hydragyrum. Question number 4. Name a non-metal that is liquid at room temperature. Example, answer is bromine. Question number 5. What is malleability? The property of metal by which it can be beaten into thin sheet is called malleability. The property of metal by which it can be beaten into thin sheet is called malleability. What is ductility? The property of metal by which it can be drawn into thin wire is called ductility. Question number 6. What is ductility? The property of a metal by which it can be drawn into thin wire is called ductility. Why are metal generally malleable? Because the layer of metal atom can slide over one another without breaking the metallic bond. Why are metal generally malleable? Because the layer of the metal atom can slide over one another without breaking the metallic bond. Question number 8. Why do metal have high melting and boiling point? Due to the strong metallic bond between the metal atom. Why do metal have high melting and boiling point? Due to strong metallic bond between the metal and metal atom. Question number 9. Name the metal with highest melting point. Answer is tungsten. Question number 10. Name the metal that is the best conductor of heat. Example, silver. Question number 11. Why are metal good conductor of electricity? Because they have free electron that can move freely and carry electric current. Question number 11. Why are metal good conductor of electricity? Because they have free electron that can move freely and carry electric current. Question number 12. What is sonority? The property of metal to produce a sound when struck is called sonority. Question number 30. What are non-metal generally poor conductor of heat and electricity? Because they do not have free electron. Question number 14. Name a non-metal that is a good conductor of electricity. Graphite and allotropes of carbon. Question number 15. What is an alloy? A homogeneous mixture of two or more metal or metal and non-metal is called alloy. Question number 16. Why are alloy made? To improve the properties of pure metal such as hardness, resistance to corrosion, etc. Question number 17. To give the composition of brass, copper and zinc. Question number 8. Give the composition of bronze, copper and tin. Question number 9. Give the composition of solder. Lead, tin, it has a low melting point. Lead and tin, it has a low melting point. Question number 20. Why is tungsten used for filament of electric bulb? Because it has very high melting and melting point and high resistance. Why is the tungsten used for filament of electric bulb? Because it is very high melting point and high resistance. Question. Why is tungsten used for filament of electric bulb? because it has very high melting point and high resistance. Question number 20, why are wells made of metal? Because metal are sonorous. Question number 20, why is sodium metal stored in kerosene? Because it is highly reactive metal and react vigorously with oxygen and moisture in the air. Question number 20, why is phosphorus stored in water? Because it is highly reactive in non-metal that catch fire on exposure of to air. Question number 23, why is phosphorus stored in water? Because it is a highly reactive non-metal that catches fire on exposure to air. Question number 24, what is the nature of the oxide formed by metal? Answer is basic or amorphic. Amorphic. Basic or amorphic. Question number 25, what is the nature of the oxide formed by the non-metal? Acidic or neutral? Now move to part Now move to part 2, chemical property of metal. What happen when metal react with oxygen? Give the general word equation. Answer, metal plus oxygen, metal oxide. Example, 2 Mg plus O2, 2 Mg. Question number 27, what are amphoteric oxide? Give an example. Oxide that react with both acids and bases to form salt and water. Example, aluminum oxide Al2O3, zinc oxide ZnO2. Question number 27, what are amphoteric oxide? Give an example. Oxide that react with both acids and bases to form salt and water. Example, aluminum oxide Al2O3, Z, zinc oxide ZnO. Question number 20. So the amphoteric nature of aluminum oxide with chemical equation. With acid Al2O3 plus 6HCl gives AlCl3 plus 3H2O. With base Al2O3 plus 2NaOH gives 2NaAlO2 plus H2O. Question number 29. What happens when metal react with water? Metal plus water give metal hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. Example, 2Na plus H2O. 2NaOH plus H2O. Question number 30. Why does aluminum not react with water under ordinary condition? Why does aluminum not react with water under ordinary condition? Because it forms a protective layer of aluminum oxide Al2O3 on its surface which prevent further reaction. Question number 13. What happens when steam is passed over red hot iron? 3FeS plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus water. What happens when steam is passed over red hot iron? 3Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2 gas. Question number 32. What happens when metal react with dilute acid? Metal plus acid gives salt plus hydrogen gas. Example, zinc plus HCl gives zinc chloride plus hydrogen. Question number 33. Why do copper and silver not liberate hydrogen from dilute acid? Because they are less reactive than hydrogen and are placed below hydrogen in the reactivity series. Question number 33. Why do copper and silver not liberate hydrogen from dilute acid? Because they are less reactive than hydrogen and are placed below the hydrogen in the reactive series. Question number 34. What is the reactivity series of metal? The arrangement of metal in order of their decreasing reactivity. The arrangement of metal in order of their decreasing reactivity. Question number 35. List the reactivity series in order from most reactive to least. Potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, silver, gold. Question number 36. What is a displacement reaction? Give an example. A reaction in which a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. Question number 36. What is a displacement reaction? Give an example. A reaction in which a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. Example, Fe plus CuSO4 gives FeSO4 plus Cu. Question number 37. What will happen if a strip of zinc is immersed in a solution of copper sulfate? Answer, zinc will displace copper from copper sulfate solution. The blue color of the solution will fade and a red-brown coating of iron will be deposited on zinc strip. Zinc solid plus copper sulfate, zinc sulfate plus aqueous plus copper sulfate. Question number 38. Why is aluminum used for wrapping food items? Answer. It is malleable and form a protective oxide layer that prevent further reaction, making it safe. Question number 39. What is the chemical formula of rust? Hydrated ferric oxide Fe2O3.xH2O. What is the chemical formula of rust? Hydrated ferric oxide Fe2O3.xH2O. Question number 40. What are the necessary conditions for rusting? Presence of both air, oxygen and moisture, water. Question number 40. What are the necessary conditions for rusting? Presence of both air and oxygen and moisture, water. Question number 40. How can rusting be prevented? By painting, greasing, galvanizing, chrome plating, anodizing or making alloy. How can rusting be prevented? By painting, greasing, galvanizing, chrome plating or anodizing or making alloys. Question number 42. What is galvanization? The process of coating iron or steel with a layer of zinc or to prevent rusting. What is galvanization? The process of coating iron or steel with a layer of zinc to prevent rusting. Question number 43. Why is galvanization preferred over tin plating for iron can? Because zinc is more reactive than iron. Even if the zinc coating is broken, zinc will still sacrifices itself to protect the iron. Tin is less reactive and if the coating break, the iron rusts faster. Question number 44. What is anodizing? The process of forming a thick oxide layer on the aluminium to make it corrosion resistant. Question number 45. What happens when copper vessels are exposed to moist air? They get a green coating of basic copper carbonate CuCO3 dot CuO all twice. Question number 46. Why is gold found in native state? Because it is very unreactive metal, least reactive, and does not react with air, water, or other chemicals. Question number 47. Why do ionic compounds have high melting and boiling point? Question number 47. Why do ionic compounds have high melting and boiling point? Because a large amount of heat is energy required to break the strong electrostatic force of reduction between the positively charged ion. Question number 14. Why are ionic compounds soluble in water but insoluble in kerosene? Water is being a polar solvent can break the ionic bond due to its high dielectric constant. Kerosene is non-polar and cannot break these bonds. Question number 49. Why do ionic compound conduct electricity in the molten state or in solution but not in solid state? In the solid state, the ion are fixed in position. In the molten state or in solution, the ion are free to move and can conduct electricity. Question number 50. What is a mineral? A naturally occurring substance from which metal can be extracted profitably. Now part 3. Occurrence and extraction of metal. Question number 51 to 75. What is an ore? A minerals from which a metal can be extracted easily and profitably. Question number 51. What is an ore? A mineral from which metal can be extracted easily and profitably. Question number 52. Name the ore of mercury. Cinnabar, HCS, mercury sulfide. Question number 53. Name the ore of aluminium bauxite, Al2O3.2H2. Question number 54. What are gangue or matrix? The earthy impurities, sand, rocks, etc. associated with an ore is what are gangues or matrix? The earthy impurities, sand, rock, etc. associated with an ore. Question number 50. What is enrichment of ore? The process of removal of gangue from the ores. Question number 50. What is the difference between a minerals and ores? All ores are mineral, but all minerals are not ores. An ore contain high percentage of particular metal and can be extracted profitably. Question number 57. What are the main steps involved in the extraction of a metal from its ore? Enrichment of ore, concentration, extraction of metal, reduction, refining, purification. Question number 57. What are the main steps involved in the extraction of metal from its ore? Answer. Enrichment of ore, concentration, Second, extraction of metal, reduction. Third, refining, purification. Question number 50. What is the significance of the reactivity series in the extraction of metal? It determines the method used for the extraction of the metal from its source. Question number 59. How are metal extracted which are placed at the top of the reactive series? By electrolysis of their molten chloride or oxide. Example, sodium, potassium, calcium. Question number 60. How are metal extracted which are placed in the middle of the reactive series? They are reduced by using reducing agent like carbon coke or carbon monoxide. Example, iron, zinc, lead. Question number 61. How are metal extracted which are placed at the bottom of the reactive series? Question number 61. How are metal extracted which are placed at the bottom of the reactivity series? Answer. They are often found in the native state. They can be obtained by simple heating or by reduction. Example, copper, mercury, silver, gold. Question number 61. How are metal extracted which are placed at the bottom of the reactivity series? Answer. They are often found in the native state. They can be obtained by simple heating or by reduction. Example, copper, mercury, silver, gold. Question number 62. What is roasting? The process of heating an ore, usually a sulfide ore, strongly in the presence of excess air to convert into its oxide. Question number 62. What is a roasting? The process of heating an ore, usually a sulfide ore, strongly in the presence of excess air to convert it into its oxide. Question number 63. What is calcination? The process of heating an ore, usually a carbonate ore, strongly in the absence of limited supply of air to convert into its oxide. Question number 64. Differentiate between roasting and calcination. Roasting used for sulfide ore, calcination used for carbonate ore. Roasting done in excess of air, calcination done in absence of air, limited air. In roasting, sulfur dioxide gas is released. In calcination, carbon dioxide gas is released. What is the role of coke in the extraction of iron from its oxide? Question number 65. What is the role of coke in extract, extraction of iron from its oxide? Answer is coke act as a reducing agent. It reduces ferric oxide to iron, Fe2O3 plus carbon, Fe plus 3S. Question number 66. What is the role of carbon monoxide in the extraction of iron? It also acts as a reducing agent. Fe2O3 plus 3CO gives 2Fe plus 3CO. Question number 16. What is the thermite reaction? Write the chemical reaction. A highly exothermic reaction in which a metal like aluminium displaces another metal like iron from its oxide. Fe2O3 S plus 2Al plus 2Fe Al2O3 plus heat. Question number 60. What is the use of thermite reaction? It is used to join railway track, crack joint of machinery, and in welding. Question number 68. What is the use of thermite reaction? It is used to join railway track, crack joints of machinery, and in welding. Question number 69. What is an oxidizing agent in the context of the thermite reaction? Ferric oxide, Fe2O3, is the oxidizing agent as it oxidizes aluminium to aluminium oxide. Question number 70. What is the composition of thermite mixture? A mixture of iron oxide, Fe2O3, and aluminium powder. Question number 71. What is the anode mud in the electrolyting refining of copper? The insoluble impurity that settle down at the anode containing precious metal like gold and silver. What is the anode mud in electrolyting refining of copper? The insoluble impurity that settle down at the anode containing precious metal like gold and silver. Question number 72. Why is cathode made of pure copper in the electrolytic refining of copper? So that pure copper get deposited on it. What is corrosion? The process of slow conversion of metal into their undesirable compound like oxide, sulfide, carbonates by reaction with moisture and gases in atmosphere. Question number 73. What is corrosion? The process of slow conversion of metal into the air undesirable compound like oxide, sulfide, carbonate by reaction with moisture and gases in the atmosphere. Question number 74. Why is corrosion of iron is serious problem? Because it causes significant economic loss by the damaging car, bridges, ships and other iron structure. Question number 75. Why is copper corrosion different from iron corrosion? The green layer of basic copper carbonate formed on copper protect the metal underneath from further corrosion, where the rust of iron is porous and lack of exposing fresh metal on the corrosion. Question part 2. Non-metal and actual higher order thinking skill. Question number 76 to 100. Question number 76. Why is carbon used for reduction of zinc oxide but not for reduction of aluminum oxide? Because zinc is placed below carbon and in it the reactive series, so carbon can reduce it. Aluminum is placed above the carbon, so carbon cannot be reduced it. Question number 77. Which chemical process used for obtaining a metal from its oxide? Reduction. Question number 78. Name two metal which can be extracted by the reduction of their oxide with carbon, zinc and iron. Question number 79. Name two metal which can be extracted by the electrolytic reduction of their molten salt, sodium and aluminum. Question number 80. A solution of copper sulfate was kept in an iron pot. After a few days, the iron pot was found to have a number of holes. Why? Because iron is more reactive than copper. It displaces copper from copper sulfate solution and in the process, the iron pot got corroded, forming hole Fe plus CuSO4, FeSO4 plus copper. A solution of copper sulfate was kept in iron pot. After a few days, the iron pot was found to have a number of holes. Why? Because iron is more reactive than copper. It displaces copper from copper sulfate solution and in the process of iron pot got corroded, forming holes. Question number 81. An element A burned with golden flame in air. It reacted with another element B, atomic number 17, to give a product C. What are A, B, and C? A is sodium burned with golden flame. B is chlorine, atomic number 17. C is sodium chloride, NaCl. Question number 82. Why are ionic compound usually hard? Due to the strong electrostatic force of attraction between the positively charged ion. Question number 83. Why do ionic compound conduct electricity in the molten state? Because the ion become free to move in the molten state and act as a charge carrier. Question number 83. Why do ionic compound conduct electricity in the molten state? Because the ions become free to move in the molten state and act as a charge carrier. Question number 84. What is the chemical formula of the coating that form on silver and copper article? Silver sulfide. Silver sulfide Ag2S black. Copper basic copper carbonate CuCO3 dot CuOH whole twice green. Question number 85. Why do we apply paint on iron articles? To prevent them from coming in contact with air and moisture, thus preventing rusting. Question number 86. A metal that is poor conductor of heat, lead. Question number 87. A non-metal that is lustrous, iodine. Question number 88. A metal that can be cut with a knife, sodium or potassium. Question number 89. A metal more reactive than hydrogen, zinc or magnesium. Question number 19. A metal less reactive than hydrogen, copper or silver. Question number 91. What is the aqua regia? A freshly prepared mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. It can dissolve gold and platinum. What is the aqua regia? A freshly prepared mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. It can dissolve gold and platinum. Question number 91. What is the aqua regia? A freshly prepared mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. It can dissolve gold and platinum. Question number 91. What is the aqua regia? A freshly prepared mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid is the ratio of 3:1. It can dissolve gold and platinum. Question number 92. Why is aqua called the royal water? Because it can dissolve the royal metal, gold and platinum. That's why it is called royal water. Question number 92. Why is aqua called royal water? Because it can dissolve the royal metal, gold and platinum. Question number 93. An alloy used in electrical fitting. Bronze or bronze. Question number 94. An alloy used in making aircraft bodies. Durali- Duralumin. Al, aluminum, copper, magnesium and manganese. You got duralumin. Question number 94. What is the sulfur in why is sulfur is non-metal? Give two reasons. It is non-malleable or ductile. It is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. Question number 95. Why is sulfur is a non-metal? Give two reasons. It is a non-malleable, ductile, brittle. It is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. Question number 96. A metal which is poor conductor of electricity. Question 96. A metal which is poor conductor of electricity. Tungsten, however, it is used for filament due to its high melting point. Question number 97. A non-metal which is essential for our life and all living being. Oxygen. Question number 90. A non-metal used in vulcanization. Rubber. Sulfur. Question number 99. A non-metal used in an antiseptic. Iodine. Question number 100. A non-metal which is used to make electrode in dry cell. Graphite. Carbon. Guys, I hope this extensive list helped you master the chapter metal and non-metal. Best of luck with your study. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.